Hello students, good morning. Welcome to the class of English literature. Today we are going to start a new poem, and the name of this poem is Too Sad, Shade, written by a very famous Irish poet William Butler Yeats. In short, we call him W.B. Yeats. He was born on 13 June 1865 and he died on 28 January 1939. As I have told you earlier that he was an Irish poet and one of the foremost figures of the 20th century literature. A pillar of the Irish literary establishment, he helped to found the Abbey Theatre. Abbey Theatre is very famous in Ireland, and in his later years, he served two terms as a senator of Irish Free State. Now, we will talk about our poem To a Sad. This poem is in three stanzas that are separated into uneven sets of lines. The first stanza contains 9 lines, the second stanza contains 10 lines, and the third stanza contains only 7 lines. The lines follow a rhyme scheme that alternates in its structure and consistency. This poem was published in the collection Responsibilities and Other Poems. This was a collection, Responsibilities and Other Poems. This collection was published in 1914. It is among Yeats' most political pieces. The work expresses a speaker's, likely its own, dislike for how the politician Charles Parnell was treated by the public. He was the leader of the Irish Parliamentary Party and was widely known in Ireland at that time. This poem begins with the speaker addressing the ghost of Charles Parnell. You can clearly see in this text the very first line, the W.B. Yeats, our poet, says, if you have revisited the town thin sad. He calls Charles Parnell here a thin sad. He returned to the earth, and the speaker is not sure why he had come again. It might be to see his monument or to simply breathe in the air of the sea. Either way, Yeats is worried that he will again be subject to the abuse he suffered before his death. He became very unpopular with the public and they are still angry with him. So, our poet W.B. Yeats says to this ghost that why he shouldn't come here, because people are angry with him till date. In the next set of lines in this stanza, the speaker goes on to address the way public treated Hughes Lane. Here is the second person. Hugh Lane was an art dealer. This man sought to bring some of his paintings to Dublin, but he was rejected. His paintings were rejected. Yeats sees this action and those taken against Parnell as being similarly self-destructive. In stanza number 3, the poem concludes with the speaker returning to Parnell and informing him that he might be better off returning to his grave than wandering the earth any longer. This was the summary of this poem. Now we will start explanation of this poem from the very first line, from the stanza number 1. I am reading out this stanza. If you have revisited the town, Thin said, here Thin said is Charles Parnell, a politician, whether to look upon your monument means Smarak. I wonder if the builder has been paid, or happier thoughted when the day is spent, to drink of the salt breath out of the sea. When grey gulls, a kind of bird, flit means fly or mandarana, about instead of man, and the gaunt houses, gaunt means badsurat, जीर्ण शीर्ण अवस्था वाले, houses put on majesty means भव्यता. Let these content you and be gone. Content means संतुष्ट होना. For they are at their old tricks yet. In this first stanza of this poem, the speaker begins by addressing his listener, the ghost of the politician Charles Stewart Parnell. He wonders over the reason for the ghost's arrival. He thinks that possibly it is because he wants to look upon his own monument, or to drink of the salt breath out of the sea. The speaker sees these as being equally reasonable options, although the second would be better. It is also important to note the relaxed tone of his speech. His mind moves to the builder of the monument and whether or not he was paid in the middle of another thought. He paints an image of the sea that Parnell might want to see. There would be grey gulls flying around in the sky. They would be the most interesting, fastest, and most numerous creatures around with no man in sight. Additionally, he adds that the gaunt houses by the sea, those that normally appear as sickly and dilapidated, seem to give out majesty. The world is aligned to perfection. In the last line of this first stanza, the speaker warns Parnell that he should stick to the sea and the monument. The people are not worth visiting. They are still at their old tricks. This is a reference to the way in which the people stymied का मतलब होता है बाधाएं डालना, his efforts to reform the country's land laws. Here the poet wants to say, although the Charles Parnell wanted to reform the country's land laws, but people didn't get his ideas, people always opposed him. Yeats saw the action of the public as a betrayal of their own best interest and of the man who was willing to fight for them. This was the explanation and summary. In the next video, I will come with the next stanza number 2nd and 3rd and with their whole explanation. We shall meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.